Since when did Crag's Nest become a dumping ground for every stray piece of scum? The Alliance meeting is around the corner, and you're not concerned about Dis City rats slipping in. I've heard the rumors. Dis City sent in some so-called peace ambassador to Frasier to flaunt their victory. Who knows what other vermin slithered in behind her? Not satisfied with stirring trouble in Frasier, now they want to infiltrate our meeting to pick at the bones. Think again. Dis City dogs. I'll get every last one of them who dares show their face. The war is not over. We must stay sharp. Our brothers and sisters in Führer sacrificed themselves as blades for the future of the Farlands. We must carry the fight. Make Dis City pay for what they've done.
Now, let's all try to keep our manners, shall we? You're frightening my friend. The lady here is a whiz with gadgets. I know folks who need tech. She provides the brains, I provide the brawn, and I'm counting on her to help me turn a tidy profit. If you've got any ideas about harming her, I'm afraid I'd have to take issue with that.
Rael, Rust is an old contact of mine. He's trustworthy. And Miss Tia here just repaired our Aurum Sacratum barrier and saved all our lives. How could they possibly be Dis City spies?
Tissians are cunning as foxes. Of course it's possible. Look at this friend of ours. Desert navigator, skilled fighter, traveling repairman with a pretty girl in tow. That sand ship outside is yours, isn't it? Last I saw it, the owner was a medic.
Sand ships, you know, they all look the same.
Yukna, what was he calling himself when you knew him?
Well... Back then, he was sort of a relic hunter, I guess?
A man's gotta have a few side gigs to get by these days. You really have to cut off an honest guy's livelihood. When it breaks, run for the entrance. Take any sand ship you can find.
How could I leave you behind? If we go together.
What kind of honest man has this many faces? Stop playing fucking games with me!
You all are too wound up, seeing enemies in every shadow. With our defenses fixed, we'll all be spilling less of our own blood, won't we?
Jab, what are you playing at?
I'd like to take advantage of this gathering to offer my sincere thanks to everyone, and especially to our two heroic guests from afar. The Aurum Sacratum warriors cut down our foes, and the expert raised our shield. Without you all, none of us would have weathered this storm. Look, I just secured a new shipment of arms from outside. With this hardware in your hands, you'll be unstoppable. You can root out every last spy and turncoat. So, as a personal favor to me, ease up a little, would you? Quickly, show our esteemed guests the new stock and give them the friends and family discount. Put it on my tab.
Flattery and bribery in one tidy package. A real professional.
Pay him no mind. Pay him no mind. The fighting's left him a bit frayed. You two must be exhausted from your travels. Since you've come all this way, allow me to show you around. Our region may be impoverished, but the vistas are absolutely breathtaking. Don't worry, he won't make trouble. After all, 90% of the Farland's food supply passes through my hands. I'm Jabbar. Just a simple merchant trying to get by. And you must be Ms. Hypatia Campbell? Your esteemed brother, Adelaide, has spoken of you. Meeting you today, I see his praise for your grace and bearing was entirely justified.
You know Adelaide?
Mr. Adelaide? Everyone knows him. We have occasional business dealings, nothing more. Please, set your mind at ease. A lady of your stature traveling with discretion must have her reasons. I won't speak of it, and I certainly won't mention anything to your honorable brother. It's simply that I've long held the Campbell name in the highest regard and couldn't pass up the chance to make your acquaintance. Besides, you are in such formidable company. Even if I had the gall to cause trouble, I certainly lack the capability.
These noble families have rules for everything. If she were discovered and hauled back, it'd be weeks confined to some 3-story manor, minimum.
I understand completely. I wouldn't dream of disrupting Ms. Campbell's private excursion. I would only ask that, when your journey concludes, you must convey my humble regards to Mr. Adelaide. Times are hard, I tell you. The calamities grow worse. Several settlements have exhausted their aurum secretum and hypercube reserves, forcing relocations. Then, during migration, they were caught in the tide of ashes, lost a devastating amount of supplies. Food is becoming scarce. To protect themselves, some settlements have even closed their gates to outsiders entirely.
What's the word from Fraser? Are they sending any aid?
Ever since the Black Ring, communications have been a nightmare. No news, no broadcasts get through. It's been an age since I had any reliable word from Fraser. I wonder, Ms. Campbell, since you've come from that direction, might you have any insight into the situation there? The Senate's post-war maneuvering, for instance. Take this Unity Gala invitation. Anyone with sense knows it's political theater. The Highborns must already have their desired outcomes scripted. Why not tip us off in advance? Then we could align our steps accordingly. I see, I understand completely. Your eyes tell me everything. I was hoping Miss Hypatia might help me discuss a small matter with Mr. Adelaide. You see, I have a surplus of food stores, but the cost of transport is prohibitive. I was considering a modest price adjustment and perhaps an increase of 20%.
Transport it out, but the people here don't even...
Disgusting. So disgusting.
Die, Campbells. All of you deserve to die.
Ms. Campbell?
Our journey was rather rough. Sandstorms, contamination zones. The young lady is suffering from travel sickness, and I'm afraid this confined space is only aggravating it.
Oh, how careless of me. Please, step outside for some fresh air at once.
We've been traveling a long while. Your family must be worried. This is a good opportunity to let her know you're safe.
Ms. Margaret, Mr. Rust and I have successfully arrived at the Farland meeting site and have made contact with the leaders.
Hypatia, your voice. What's wrong?
I've found that, even among the Farlanders themselves, opinions on the current crisis are deeply divided. Their leaders are in constant dispute, each pursuing their own agenda. There is even someone who profits by undermining the collective. Should I expose him? Could this be some form of necessary balance I don't understand? Or is it simply an unavoidable compromise?
A person's everyday words reveal their true priorities. You are perceptive, Hypatia. With a little focus, you can discern the genuine desires behind their speech. Learn to listen for and understand these subtleties. The people of the Farlands prioritize concrete gains, because without that focus, they could not have survived the calamities. This may be hard for you to accept, but stating your position, showing where your loyalties lie, establishing mutual benefit, these too are the foundations of building trust. But most of all, trust in your own capabilities. You need not descend to their level. An Aurum Secretum prodigy should operate by her own rules. Your talents can become their hope.
Why can some people simply not see the suffering of others?
Some simply lack the capacity for empathy. But more often, it is because they have not yet left the safety of the shore.
Hello, Miss Campbell. What a pleasant coincidence, meeting you here. I am Dake, a fellow member of the Luminara Society. Like yourself, though my talents pale in comparison to yours. You likely wouldn't recall me.
Ah, a colleague from the Society. It's a pleasure. But may I ask what brings you here?
For the same purpose as you, of course. To represent Fraser and the Society in uniting with our Farland allies and aiding their afflicted people.
Should have guessed you were with the Society, seeing how you handled that Aurum Secretum device. Meanwhile, some people just had to go around barking about Dis City spies, stirring up dust for nothing.
Everyone knows your type. As long as someone can fix your broken junk, you'd wag your tail even for a genuine Dissian.
Must you argue right outside my... Oh my! What an honor to have such distinguished guests at my humble threshold. Could you be looking for Ms. Hypatia?
That is one of our purposes, as Miss Campbell is indeed a valued asset to the Society. However, there are more pressing matters that require our collective attention. Might we adjourn to a more suitable location to discuss them in detail?
Of course, of course. How rude of me to keep you standing in this dust and wind. Please, let us continue our discussion indoors, where we may speak at our leisure.
I bring important news. I believe you have all received Frazier's invitation to the upcoming Unity Gala in the city to collectively commemorate the conclusion of the Ash campaign. Naturally, that is the public rationale. The true impetus for the gathering originates from a more distant city-state. Yes, the greatest Dis-City has recently issued a formal peace overture. They demand Frazier convene representatives of the Farland Alliance to jointly define a, quote, new peaceful relationship. More regrettably, we have little choice but to comply. Dis-City deployed its catastrophe weapon and destroyed our painstakingly cultivated Black Ring. Their so-called peace ambassador presented a list of conditions. Should we refuse, the consequence would be that warmonger Augustus massing her legions on our border.
Fine. Let's have this damn meeting. Get them all in one room. We'll just plant a charge under the table and blow the whole lot to the heavens.
Oh, for pity's sake, simmer down. That's exactly what this city wants. Attacking envoys gives them the perfect war warrant. Do you have any idea what another conflict would do to us? Representative, you must give us a path forward. This instability is strangling commerce. We need clarity.
Their methods are more refined than crude assassination. Their new Outland Affairs officer, this peace ambassador Margaret Kervaz, is particularly adept at persuasion. All smiles and promises of technology sharing. She's barely offered more than vague assurances. Cleaning contamination, joint calamity response, exploring ruins for hypercubes. and yet she has swayed several of our allied factions. The Nirvana expedition she leads has already established an outpost near the Führer ruins.
Führer? Ain't that place already a total loss? Contaminated ground.
Indeed. The area is catastrophically unstable. To go near is to court death. Rumors speak of ghost whales on the wind from miles off, and sightings.
Those city vultures. I won't let them pick over those bones.
But we lack the leverage to stop them.
So what's their angle? We've scouted Führer ruins. Nothing there but beasts and broken Aurum Secretum junk. Nothing worth this trouble.
For this... With catastrophes rampant, hypercubes are the only precious resource capable of countering mania and shielding our people. Our breakthrough research at the Luminaris Society has confirmed a truth. They only precipitate from the remnants of a black ring. Andicity holds a monopoly. They use them as a leash, holding the entire world hostage, extracting every ounce of value we have. The wealth of their so-called premier city-state is built on that stranglehold. Now consider, in their moment of victory, they come to the edge of our black ring and propose joint development. What is their true objective?
Of course! Come to pick through our people's graves for treasure. That's the Dish City way!
BR-005 and the hypercubes it yielded are a miracle born from our people's sacrifice. They are the Alliance's first real chance in years to change its fate. This city failed to find hypercubes at the main crash site. Now they look to its birthplace, Führer. They intend to steal our hope. For our people, and the larger strategic picture, we cannot openly break relations. But we cannot afford to fall behind in the exploration race either. If Margaret Kervaz secures hypercubes first, our claim to the BR-005 site becomes untenable. Securing the Black Ring means securing hypercubes first. This is precisely where the Society requires your assistance.
Hold on. Our research on the Black Rings is still incomplete, and Farland's contamination protocols are not fully secure. A rash approach to Führer would be dangerously reckless.
Miss Hypatia, I fear you have been absent from the Society's halls too long. You are unaware of recent developments. Our research on BR-005 has made a significant leap. New data has allowed us to triangulate several high-probability locations for hypercube formation.
You bring the data, they bring the lives. That's the deal.
The risks are real. I will compel no one. The Society's message is delivered. The duty to protect your people remains yours.
You understand my position. I'm a merchant. I must calculate the cost of everything. One misstep could mean ruin.
I'll go. Give me the data. I'll take stock of my gear. It can move out in a few days.
Ms. Yogna, please reconsider. Or take me with you. As an Aurum Secretum expert, I could offer your team some protection.
Right. With your tech, maybe we could even neutralize Führer's contamination. Get our hands on hypercubes, and we'll finally have a real bargaining chip against Mania. And against those Dis City bastards. Make them sit at a table that we set.
Look at you growing a spine. Almost didn't recognize you. All right, I'm in for this madness. But if we find any of those shiny rocks, my crew gets the lion's share. Gotta restock the arsenal. Last war left the cupboards bare.
Well then, I shall contribute as well. For the future of the Farlands, I must certainly do my part.
It seems a consensus has been reached. Then there is no time to delay. We depart for the Fuhrer ruins at first light tomorrow. We cannot allow the Dissians a head start.